Welcome back, groupies, to Form of Therapy. I am the video channel producer, you can call me PD, and today we are doing a video reaction for the new boy group ATEEZ with their first comeback music video, Say My Name. And I'm excited for this. I liked ATEEZ's initial debut. I thought Treasure had a lot of potential. I liked Treasure, and I'll discuss more about Treasure after Say My Name. I'm going to relate it and see how this comeback does. A first comeback is very essential and important for a boy group. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. This is your Form of Therapy. Oh, weird frame rate. It's like a bugle. Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay, this guitar riff is really interesting. It's very lighthearted. I thought this would be a lot more darker and intense. I mean, based on the opening and the actual visuals of the music video. This is very dark, grungy. Also, this is a gorgeous set. Okay, this pre-chorus sounds like something. I'm wondering if it's a sample of something. Interesting. Interesting. So it's like a false drop. Like it's like satisfying and mildly not satisfying at the same time. That's very interesting. Also, I think I saw some handheld camera work there for a second. Also, I don't know who this rapper is. Someone tell me his name. He's amazing. And him too. They're great contrasts of each other. One's a very high pitched rapper, one's a very low rapper. Also, he's insanely talented. He was definitely my favorite in the Treasure music video. Oh, he looks like Zico. This guy's singing. His vocals are probably my favorite. He's really high. See, this chorus sounds like something. I feel like it sounds like an American melody. I feel like it's a sample from an American song, but I don't know what it is. That move is very slick. I like that. Okay, that was definitely handheld camera work. That was really dope. They transitioned from handheld camera work to right there. The transition from handheld camera work to very smooth, steady camera work is actually really interesting. See how they intercut in between? Wow, the transition of when they're going up and down to the cuts where in the white room with like the black outfits is really dope. Holy shit, it's already over. Okay, I definitely want to do a music video breakdown for this because a lot of that was visually very captivating and very interesting, but I want to talk about the song first. What I find fascinating about this song, first of all, it's way better than Treasure, their first song, their debut song. First of all, the music video is better than Treasure, the song is better than Treasure. I think overall, and this is exactly what you need to do for a first comeback, they really capitalized on the momentum and the intensity of their debut, but then they outdid themselves. I feel like with any group, if you really want fans' attentions as a rookie group, the best thing you can ever do is have a really good debut, but then have a comeback song that is far more intense and much better of a song and a much better of a music video than the initial debut. I think ATEEZ accomplishes that here with Say My Name. I think Say My Name is far better than Treasure. For example, Stray Kids had a really great debut, but it was shocking how good their first comeback, My Pace, was. 17 with Adore You and then Manse. You know, it's always the first comeback and the transition from the debut to the first comeback that really sets the tone and the hype for a group. And I know that there is a lot of hype surrounding ATEEZ. Despite being only a rookie group, they have a ton of fans. Not a lot of rookie groups can say that, you know. Sometimes it takes groups years to accumulate the amount of fans that, or at least the amount of attention that ATEEZ has. And they're going on tour soon, and those tickets are selling out. So I can see why people are obsessed and impressed, because first of all, I think visually this group is very beautiful. I like the guy with the extremely deep voice, not just because of his extremely deep voice. I think he's very intimidating the way he looks. I especially like the guy with the higher pitched voice as well. I think he has a great androgynous sort of look. Kind of reminds me of, like, for all my fellow weebs out there, imagine if Orochimaru was Korean. He's got like those cat or snake-like eyes. It's very sharp. Or for, you know, if you're not a weeb, you know Aura, he kind of reminds me of Aura. He's sort of got that, like, the fluidity going on, which I really like. Again, the song is much better than Treasure, and I wasn't sure if I would like this based on the first chorus because, again, it's a false drop, but for a false drop, it's really good. When it comes to false drops, I'm not always a fan. It's probably 50-50. It totally depends on how you structure the rest of the song. And I think what they did really well was the first chorus is a false drop, the second chorus is a false drop, but then the third and final chorus, it was actually a combination of the main electronic hook they have, like that sort of nasally mosquito electronic sound that you hear throughout the song, sort of during the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus and the chorus combines in the final chorus, and so they combine, like, say my name, rapping part with the pre-chorus energy, and it kind of makes all of the false drops a lot more satisfying. So it feels like it was building up to that last moment, and it feels like it really comes down and it really gets epic. And that's probably the only way I can describe the song. This song is truly unconditionally epic. It feels almost inspiring. It feels like ATEEZ's anthem. I felt like Treasure was very much like that. I felt like Treasure was a great, powerful anthem type song for ATEEZ, but this one is definitely a lot more powerful, and I think artistically it's a lot more interesting as well. I can't remember the androgynous looking guy's name, and the duality between him and the guy who's got a really deep voice. I remember their pair up from Treasure, that was extraordinary as well. And there was a vocalist in the pre-chorus who goes really, really high. I love his voice too. If you guys could tell me their names, in fact, all of their names, I would actually like to know who they are, because this is a group that I definitely want to keep an eye out for. Now, we're going to be doing a visual breakdown of their music video because I saw some really interesting camera work and I saw some really magnificent visuals. So let's get into this. Go ahead and cue it up. Stop. Okay, see, this is a weird frame. This is probably like one of my only one true criticism about the music video. There's like a weird stutter when the camera's like panning down. I don't think they shot this in 60 or 120 because I think they wanted to do slow-mo in post-production, but they didn't shoot it with the intention of slow-mo, so it looks odd. Go ahead and resume it again. Yeah, like it's got a weird stutter, right? Stop. That flute is so pretty paired with the guitar. It's so pretty. Sorry, I stopped it just for the song, but go ahead. Stop. Oof, okay. Immediately, first of all, I want to point out, when I say there's a lot of handheld video work, it is not like true handheld, because they're going wild with the camera work. It is like they are swinging the camera. This is definitely on a stabilizer, most likely a gimbal of some kind, especially with the way they move it. Or it actually might be on, it's either on a gimbal or it's on a stabilizer, like a handheld stabilizer. I love the handheld work. I love that. It's so exciting. It's so fun. Stop. Oh, wow. Visually, this is very interesting. So we've got like this little glass pyramid dome, and then you've got the smoke inside. So based on what I've seen from the music video, there seems to be basically two opposing forces. You've got the regular members like this, and then you've got the members in like these hats and the masks. And there's that earlier scene in the beginning where they're all in a row. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them here, 4 or 5 of them here, and they're like staring at each other. I was actually wondering in the beginning in my first run through if it was like all of the members on one side and these are just like video duplicates and they're like staring at themselves. The black outfit people are like themselves, but just like a dark version of themselves. But I think there's only like 8 or 9 members in this group, so I think there weren't 8 all on one side. I think it was like 4 and 4. So I think as opposed to them being a reflection of themselves, it seems to be 2 different forces. So go ahead and resume. Ooh, stop. Okay, so we're gonna play it back again. I love this camera motion we're about to see with the member, that's the high-pitched rapper. The camera, the shift it does, he does like this shimmy and the camera shifts this way and then it shifts this way. So take a look, go ahead. Yeah, look at that. Oh my God, there's like glass all over the floor. It's like mirror shards. Stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's 4 people on one side, 4 people on the other side. So I think it's definitely half the members are dressed in black and half the members are in street clothes. Go. Sorry. Stop. Okay, so minor how I would have changed things. So the staging area they're in, they've got, I'm not exactly sure what this room is. I don't know if those are solid white walls or if those are a muslin of some kind, like a screen, because they're letting in bounce light from the left and the right in from somewhere. So they're definitely letting in light, and I felt like when that drop comes in, I feel like the song takes such a thematic turn because the pre-chorus is very inspiring, it's very fun, very much like an anthem like I was talking about earlier, but then it turns a little bit darker and a little bit menacing during that drop. I kind of wish they had, I'm sure they have the gaffers to be able to pull this off, the white background around them, if it had actually turned red, and not digitally, not like putting a red filter over it. I'm talking like physical lighting work, and if it had like just dropped red, I think that would have been tonally a lot more visually interesting. I feel like there was no intense visual transition that paired with the audio transition. Go ahead. Okay, those are actual walls. Those are not muslins. I see like the lining on the wall. He's so good looking. Ooh, it was like 5 cuts. Oh, wow. Stop. Go ahead and play. Stop. That was really cool. So it's called an in-camera transition. So what they got was they got the camera and then they pulled it down and then they digitally matched it with this cut where they come down to the subject. So then, and then it looks like they added some kind of transition effect to make the cut smoother. So, but basically in-camera transition effects, it's a transition from one cut to another, but it's intentional and you have to map it out beforehand. It's not something you can just do in editing. It's something you have to intentionally do with the camera. So that was really cool. That was a very well constructed shot. Go ahead. Stop. This guy, his scene, he's the one in the room with like all the broken mirrors on the ground. They just had a very fantastic shot. Can you go back a couple seconds? They show his reflection, but they shoot on the ground. Yeah, right here. This shot is absolutely beautiful. So they have all of these broken mirrors on the ground, and instead of shooting directly at him, they're shooting off the reflection. That's a very interesting shot. Go ahead. All right, my favorite vocalist is coming up. This guy, I don't know who he is, but I'm dope. I'm dope? No, he's dope. Ooh, interesting. Who is this guy? He reminds me of Kai. He's like really good looking. That means he's really good looking. That's what I meant. Yeah, this guy. Is it this guy? No, he's not. This is a different guy. He also reminds me of someone. Kind of reminded me of Ren. I love that shot. Oh, that's such a nice shot. Ooh, the editing here is so beautiful. Interesting. Stop. So that part, can you roll it back? So that part where they're cutting in between the guys with the black outfits, what's really dope that I just noticed about that is they have a strobe effect going on during that scene. So it's the lights are strobing and blinking in that scene while they're doing fast cuts. So it looks like there's actually more cuts than there are. That's really cool. Also, looking at this piece and just looking at this music video set in general, the aesthetic of this music video felt very much like fine art. Everything felt like they were shooting in almost like a contemporary museum of some kind. There were the random bust head statues here and there, but even the main dance scene where it looks like it's like white marbles with giant pillars, and then occasionally we have like this one scene. I'm actually curious as to what this symbolizes for the song, because this one is much more chaotic, and unlike the other ones where it's all clean walls, this one is covered in tarp. And if you look at the structure of the placements of all the books, it's a lot more chaotic. So I feel like this is supposed to offset that. Go ahead. So they're gone from the seats, and it's almost like they all became one. Stop. because right now when you see the guys in black dancing, earlier when they were all seated in front of each other, only 4 of them were in black. And then some of the members were trapped in that glass case, right? And then now it's showing these cuts where none of the members are in the glass case. None of the members are sitting there. And then now it's cutting to these shots of the members. All of them are in black. It looked like it was all 8 members in black performing the dance scene. So it looks like the story is they either rescued them or took them or converted them or whatever. That was a fantastic music video. Honestly, I'm so stunned that they were able to pull off such a stellar, beautiful music video. It's both visually enticing, captivating. It's intense, you know? One of my criticisms, my early criticisms about Treasure was that the music video, it focused too much like on glamour shots. You know, I was like, show me more of the group performing, you know? It was a lot of them standing there and doing like these sweeping shots, but we got a lot more of the choreography. It was a lot more intense, and I felt like the editing game was really stepped up. This felt less of a sort of glamorous music video, because like there was a lot of like big sweeping landscape shots in the original Treasure music video, and I wasn't necessarily a fan of that. I'm like, this is a debut music video. I barely know these members. Show me more of them. And we definitely got a shit ton of them. Like so many of them are intensely good looking. Like the deep voiced black haired guy. There was one dude with like silver hair. He looked good. And then the guy with like the mink fur and the mullet, you know, not necessarily a fan of the mullet, but he pulls it off. He makes it work. I think this is probably one of the strongest debuts of a rookie group. I mean, we are in an age where rookie groups are just, they are monsters left and right. You've got Stray Kids, Luna, and now ATEEZ. Like, it's intense. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my reaction and breakdown of ATEEZ's Say My Name. Let me know what you thought about the song in the comments down below. If you'd like to support me, go to patreon.com/formatherapy. For as little as $2 a month, you can support me and my team. And thank you to our current groupies who support us on Patreon. We couldn't do this without you guys. However, if you can't support us monetarily, that's completely fine. Why don't you just go ahead and click like down below right there. It helps me out with YouTube search algorithm, and it's a free way to help us out. Go ahead and click subscribe over here. Turn on the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when we upload a new video, and go ahead and check out all my other videos in the annotation over there.